Hey everyone, this is Dr. Chris with Radio of Horror. Normally I broadcast out of 91.3 FM, WCW in Worcester, Massachusetts, but I'm doing an unboxing of a Kickstarter that I did for Lady Death. Now, the cover in front of me is the Lady Death Chaos Rules. This is the original Brian Pulido Kickstarter that came out in 2015. And of course we have the Lady Death Damnation game, which you can see right here, of course, is signed by Brian Pulido. And then what came in the mail today, which I did unbox already, but I haven't gone through all the little extra stuff you get for kickstarting. The newest issue, which is Lady Death Extinction Express, also signed by Brian Pulido, which is really cool. Each one of these, by the way, all come with this certificate of authenticity, which you get on the back right here. I thought I'd go over some of the cool bonus material that you get with some of these. Now, the original Chaos Rules, I didn't actually kickstart. I bought that off of Coffin Comics website after I'd heard about the Kickstarter, and thankfully you were able to order a copy of it. And then this one, of course, I did. And then you get all sorts of extra goal incentive hits they get. Basically, if the Kickstarter hits a certain number in sales, then you start getting all sorts of cool little material. And some of it is these sketches. Trading cards. Stickers. Bookmarks of the lovely Lady Death. The door handle, Do Not Disturbed, which is of the more kind of, lingerie peekaboo Lady Death, basically. More stickers. And then, of course, you get a nice little letter from Brian for thank you for doing the Kickstarter. This is one of my favorite of the art prints that you get when you were able to kickstart Damnation game. This is by Greg Capello. Of course, just got done working on Batman. He ended his run on Batman with the issue 51. Issue 52 it has a cover by him, I believe. I don't think he's actually in the issue. But the newest issue, of course, is the Extinction Express, which is right here. And, of course, you get all this great extra incentives for them hitting their goal reaching on Kickstarter. And I thought I'd read this letter right now here by Brian Pulido. Letter reads, Dear friends, you're an absolute blessing to me. I mean that in a non-religious way, but it's true. I am blessed that you're in my life and supporting my crazy rock and roll inspired supernatural comic books. In this case, Lady Death Extinction Express #1. I make non-mainstream outlaw-style independent comic books. I'm not a critical favorite. In fact, critics frequently revile my work. The mainstream comic book industry media does not run our press releases. I get outright rejections from them all the time. My books are violent, sexual, over-the-top, edgy. I have no effing apologies for that. In short, the comic book industry at large wishes that I would just go away. To them, I am a blight, a stain on their precious funny book industry, an outlaw. But you know what? Because of you, I ain't going anywhere. Because of you, Coffin Comics is growing by leaps and bounds, all because of you! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. You gotta love that. I love comic books. I grew up on them, and I can't help if I watched horror movies from a very young age, or that I listened to Slayer, or that I hold the Sex Pistols in the highest possible regard. This is how I turned out. You get it, they don't. Thank you, F them. Oh yeah, and one request, please post your rewards on social and tag us. And of course he's asked me basically to do what I'm doing right here. Signed with love, sworn to the black, Brian Pulido, publisher of Coffin Comics. I actually had Brian Pulido on my show years ago for a movie he did, and that was a lot of fun. So it's been a pleasure to help him kickstart a comic book based on a character that I really enjoyed reading about in the 90s. Now, anyone not familiar with Lady Death, I'm not going to go into their whole history about it. One of the best things you could probably do if you can't track down any of the old comic books, there's a great Lady Death animated movie. I highly recommend looking it up. I don't know. I don't think it's still in print anymore, but you still might be able to find a copy of it, and that way you can get the entire story of Lady Death. Long ago, she was an ordinary woman named Hope who lived in medieval times, and her father Mathis was a demon-worshipping warlord practitioner of witchcraft whose crimes against his people caused him to turn against his daughter. And she was falsely accused of witchcraft and burned at the stake, and she was sent to hell. While in hell, she basically rose up and she became the queen of hell, Lady Death. The artwork in it is fantastic. I'm going to open up and show it to you guys, and I'm going to get to what the extra bonus stuff it was that I received in it. So this is the comic book. Right there, you get some of this fantastic artwork. Now, the artwork in it is by Dhirja Verma, and it's co-written by Brian Pulido and Mike McLean. Colored by Sabine Rich, lettered by Marshall Dillon, and color illustrations by Paolo Pantalina. And of course, I probably butchered a lot of those names, so you'll have to excuse me. But the artwork in here is fantastic. I myself am working on my own comic book, and I am just in awe of other people's independent work. And this is why I try to support independent comic books, because me and my partner, Isaiah Solaris, are also trying to work on this comic book. I'm the writer of the comic book, and she's the artist, so I'm always trying to support people's independent book whenever I can. I love this new character. She was introduced in the last one, having been birthed, named Hell Witch. And this is just one hell of a great supernatural horror and action comic book. It's no hold bounds, fantastic. They give you little sneak peeks of what the next Kickstarters are going to be the coming summer and fall 2016. And of course you have a little bit of description of all the different people who worked on it. Pinup gallery in the back as well. One other thing just before we get to what we got with the incentives of the Kickstarter was Brian Pulido also put out La Muerta, #1 Descent, and there's a new Kickstarter up right now that you can look for. Just type in La Muerta and you should be able to find the new Kickstarter. This is a fantastic book. I loved this comic, and I will say I loved this more than I loved Lady Death. Lady Death I'm very much used to, but this was kind of different. I love the style. I love the look of the character. I just really enjoyed this more than I did Lady Death. It's not a blight on Lady Death. I mean, they're both by the same person, but it was fantastic. Okay, so this is what you get. You get, when you had Kickstarted it, you get a Lady Death wrist bracelet that says Long Live Lady Death, which I will be wearing to an upcoming horror convention. You get this beer cup holder, which I will be using. It's Friday the 13th this Friday, and I'm going to be at a double feature of 2 of the Friday the 13th films, and I'm going to put my beer right in there. You get this awesome, cute little temporary tattoo. You get a Lady Death Rules sticker. You get this Long Live Lady Death magnet. Cool little art print, Naughty Spellbound. Lady Death bumper sticker. Lady Death bookmark. And a lot of these will also come with a 15% off coupon with the Lady Death store, which is kind of cool. A big sticker, Lady Death Extinction Express, Long Live Lady Death written on as well. I have one of these on the bumper of my car. And this Lady Death art card, who I don't know who the artist is, but you can probably check the website, ladydeathuniverse.com. Sometimes with these stickers, I really don't know where to put them. I mean, I put one on my bumper sticker, but I really don't want to stick them anywhere. But what's the purpose of having a sticker if you're not going to use it and stick it on something? Just obviously recommend sticking it on something that you're not going to use. There's nothing on the back of the bookmark. Again, that's just the bumper sticker. So stick it on something that you're going to have with you at all times and you're never going to get rid of. That's my recommendation. This is really cool because, I mean, I drink beer or I drink really cold soda or really cold juice in a can, and just to keep this really cold in here is fantastic. Just make sure you don't obviously wash it. This is printed on here, but if you probably run it through the washer, you might start to crack it, so I don't recommend that. Just if you ever get these things dirty, just wash it with cold water and very light soap. I probably wouldn't recommend putting soap on the actual print itself, but because I've been asked, how do you wash these? Because I used to give these out as myself. And I haven't read the comic book yet, so that's the next thing I'm going to be doing. Again, if you want to take a look at this awesome artwork right here, this is fantastic. I mean, look at this. This is Lady Death versus this giant demonic dragon-looking thing. That is crazy. Look at that thing. Look at the head of a chicken or something like that. Fantastic. I love the extra art pieces in the back too. Those are great. And look at that. That's like steampunk Lady Death. That is so freaking cool. So, but there you go. This was the Lady Death Extinction Express Kickstarter. Came in the mail today, just in time for Friday the 13th. I've been waiting for this. I can't wait until La Muerta shows up in the mail as well later on, and I'm looking forward to the next Lady Death Kickstarter coming up soon. I'm not sure how many issues of this he's going to do, but I definitely hope it continues on and on. These issues usually can be found on the LadyDeathUniverse.com website, so you can go there and check them out now if you want to pick up a copy. And thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You can also find us on Facebook at Radio of Horror and on Twitter at ChristySAV. If you want to take a look at any of the guests that we've ever had on the show, you can check us out on Pinterest at Dr. Chris's Radio of Horror. And don't forget my website too, which is www.radiohorror.wordpress.com. Thanks, guys.